Why Frieren is so good. When I first started watching Frieren, which was about 3 days ago, I already made a full video rating the anime, but I realized something after finishing season 1. A lot of people don't fully get what this story is actually about, and that's not a diss. I get it. I want to be clear, I haven't read interviews or breakdowns on this. This is just my interpretation, so let me know your theories in the comments. To me, Frieren is a story about an immortal being slowly learning what it means to live. Frieren is basically immortal, which means she has to watch everyone around her age, fade away, and eventually die. That sounds sad, but it's also what gives the world meaning. Time matters because it's limited. I think every good anime needs something deeper than just fights or magic. Something that actually means something. Every storyteller wants to tell a story like that, including me, which is why I want to be a writer someday. Frieren is a 1,000-year-old mage, and emotionally she's almost numb. She doesn't feel things the way humans do. When her master dies, it barely seems to affect her. She's cold, distant, and almost stone-like. The only times we really see her crack are when the priest and the person she truly loved die, and that's important. The story feels like the creator telling us that in life, people come and go, and you don't always realize how much they matter until they're gone. Frieren spent most of her life not caring enough in the moment, and now she's slowly learning to regret that. What makes the story so interesting is that everyone around her dies, but she doesn't, and for the first time, she's starting to realize that she doesn't want to be that detached anymore. At first, I thought Frieren was going to be another generic magic anime, maybe even an isekai, someone reborn into a fantasy world doing magic stuff, nothing special, completely wrong. This story actually has weight. It has emotion, it has patience. If I had to compare it to other magic-based anime, Shield Hero is probably the closest thing that rivals it for me. But even then, Frieren feels different. Frieren does something I don't think many anime or manga have really nailed before. It makes time the enemy. The characters are simple, but that's what makes them work. The dynamics feel natural, and the deeper we go into Frieren's life, the more you realize how broken her perception of time really is. If Fern weren't there, Frieren would spend 4 years searching for a flower and not think twice about it. That alone tells you everything about how disconnected she is, and why this journey actually matters. That's why Frieren is so good. Now that we are past all the character development, the real heart of the story starts. Frieren travels with her new group Stark and Fern, and slowly she begins remembering her original party. She starts realizing how much time she never spent with them because she was so emotionally cold back then. I think this is where the story really shines. Frieren is slowly learning how to feel emotions. She is not there yet, but she is getting there. At its most basic level, this anime is just really good. It is honestly hard to see what the story is truly about. If you are not paying attention, some people will just watch it and enjoy it, and that is completely fine. I actually think that is part of why it works so well. It kind of reminds me of Black Clover in a weird way. Not because the stories are similar, but because it puts you in a good mood. You enjoy watching it, you enjoy the journey, you enjoy the little adventures and the calm moments and the laughs. Like Frieren getting stuck in mimic chests. She knows every single time it is going to happen, but that tiny 1% chance makes her open it anyway. And every time she gets trapped, it is always funny. Then you have Fern being the mom of the group, always mad, always keeping everyone in line, and then you have Stark, who is always scared. But the difference is, Stark still moves forward. He is scared, but he does it anyway. I have seen people compare Stark to Zenitsu, and honestly, I would be down to make a full video on that. I think Zenitsu is the better scared character overall, because when he has to lock in, he becomes serious. Stark is scared most of the time, but he pushes through it. It is a different type of fear, and both are done well. As for Frieren, I still stand by my rating. I gave it an 8.3 out of 10, and I fully believe that is a strong rating. I have only rated a few anime that high like Vinland Saga or Attack on Titan. Frieren is not as heavy as Vinland Saga, but it does not need to be. It is a more casual, reflective anime, one you can relax with, laugh with, and still feel something afterward. And honestly, you cannot take that away from it. Now with Frieren, I feel like strength is shown in a really quiet way. We do not see a lot of direct training, and honestly that can be a little frustrating. We only really saw Fern train at the very beginning. We almost never see Frieren actually teaching spells or saying do this or do that. The only real moment we saw that was before Stark joined the group. I think they should show a little more training. Not a lot, just a bit. Enough so we can understand the power growth of Frieren and Fern. Anything more would probably be too much, but just a small amount would help us understand their progression better. Now that season 1 is over, we know Frieren is officially a first-class mage, and she has massive potential. This group overall is stacked. Frieren is clearly not at her full potential, but she is already one of the strongest mages in the world. Stark has insane potential, and honestly it feels like he is getting closer to pulling the hero sword. I really think that is going to happen, and remember, this is only based on season 1. Frieren also has ridiculous potential, almost as much as Stark. I genuinely think she could become one of the strongest mages in the world as a human, possibly even stronger than Frieren's master. Overall, I really enjoyed this anime. I like talking about anime like this, so let me know what you want me to cover next. I am currently watching Hell's Paradise, and since season 2 is coming out, I might make a rating video on season 1. Make sure to like and subscribe, and click the video here where I rated Frieren as a story and talked about it.